Today, let's learn how to arrange layers before delivery. The precondition has been introduced in the previous lessons. Each content, like distant mountain and sky, should be put in a certain folder with clear name, so as to facilitate our final arrangement before delivery. Now, there are lots of layers in each group, and we may not need some of them. At this time, let's check the scene and select the parts we need. And then add mask to this group, so that we could prevent those unnecessary parts from misleading the compositors in composition process. So we need to clean the unnecessary parts. Let's check each file group individually. Like sky, distant mountains, dead trees, and distant buildings. The second dead tree. I wish each part of these layers could be used after delivery. So we need to add hidden things we could not see before. This is the snow. Then, in this layer, I found somewhere unnecessary when creating snow over roof. This could not be seen under the layer mode of overlay, but when displayed individually. Then, we could easily clean things we don't need. The compositors will clearly check this, rather than be influenced by redundant elements. Now we have cleaned up the snow layers. Let's check it by layers. Display and hide each layer to find redundant things like this, and delete them. There are one layer created from two layers with multiply. That's the layers for snow shadow and white ground. This could not be grouped with snow, and let's separate them out. Then the compositors could adjust this individually. Let's check the added elements individually. Well, let's display and hide each layer repeatedly for check. Display snow and flakes, then the moss. And this is the wood. Let's clean the snow below the wood car. Let's find the layers with redundant snow and clear it. We'll now display the wood layer. Display the backhouses layer and the car layer for wood core, the cables over there and the posters. I will recheck strange layers then. Why strange? Because I haven't displayed the damages layer, but it's displayed. So it means it's the effect in other layers. We need to clean it. Display the damages layer and the snow top layer for snow on the top. Now let's combine each layer group. Then we could easily choose those named groups. Press Ctrl E to combine them and apply layer mask. Put them out of the folder as individual layers. Here to note especially. What should we do with the layers with special layer mode? Copy the layer group first. Press Ctrl and select the layer group. Then there's a selection. Hide the copied layer. Press Ctrl-Shift-C to copy the effect of the scene. Then press Ctrl-Shift-V to paste it in the same place like this, so that we get a layer of normal mode with the same effect for composition. I hid the adjustment layer above to make a copy. That's because we'll copy the current effect of the entire scene when pressing Ctrl-Shift-C. If we didn't hide it, there will be a repeated layer effect. So we need to have the adjustment layer first. Then press Ctrl-Shift-C and Ctrl-Shift-V to copy and paste it. Now we get all the layers we want. How should we deal with the adjustment layer above? Next, we need to do a dreary but necessary work. That's to copy the adjustment layer to each layer. And use the clipping mask tool to make it subject to each layer, so that each layer will gain its effect individually and avoid the repeated overlaying effect. Now we've done this. Combine each layer with adjustment layer. Copy and paste it again with a new name. Well, after naming them, extract these individual layers from the groups. Delete those groups. Delete the tool group. Press Ctrl-Shift-C to select all of the scene and press Ctrl-Shift-V. Then we get the pre-com scene as the compositor's reference of the final effect. We don't need to blur it if it's in the procedure of standard assembly line, for it's a job of compositor. Here I want to process this case as a complete scene, so I adjusted the sharpness here. So that here, let's use the blur tool to blur a little bit where it's with a high sharpness. So it's more matching. have a final check, and it's basically fine now. Now let's save it. Let's hide all layers and check them individually. We don't need black layer. Delete it. This is the original shooting material, set as keyframe. The sky, mountains, trees, distant views, and the foreground. And there are also some added elements. Now each layer is divided clearly for us to precise in composition. Finally, also deliver the pre-comp scene to show the compositors the final effect. Then we can deliver this file to the compositors. That's the full workflow of digital matte painting from a matte painter gaining materials, the cleanup, adding elements, and modifying them. Then to check and arrange layers for delivery with several steps. Today, we've finished our demonstration of this case. Thanks for watching.